Hello, my super second grade mathematicians. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to math. We are on lesson 6 of topic 11, still working on doing subtraction of 3-digit numbers. So today our goal, you're going to get to use whatever strategy works best for you to solve subtraction problems. So think about right now, what strategy works best? Some of the strategies that we have used so far are mental math, counting or subtracting using tens and hundreds. We have done counting back on a number line. We have done counting up on a number line. We have used models such as place value blocks to subtract, and we have done stack up strategy. That's 5 strategies that you know how to use to subtract. So today it is going to be your job to choose what strategy you want to use. And on top of that, we are going to be explaining our work. So let's get started. I'm going to do a practice problem for you guys. The practice problem I'm going to be doing today is 345 minus 116. The strategy I'm going to use today to show you is going to be drawing place value blocks, just because I really like that one. I'm a very visual learner, which means I like to see things to help me learn. But again, you get to use whatever strategy works best for you. And we're going to go over in a couple days all of the strategies so that you have an example of how to do each. But today we're focusing specifically on how to explain your answers. So I have the problem 345 minus 116. When I draw place value blocks, I always draw this first number. So I'm going to draw 345 with place value blocks. Starting with my ones, I have 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 4 tens. Tens look like sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4 tens. And I have 300. So I'm going to draw 300 flats is what they're called. 1, 2, and 3. Now that I have my place value blocks drawn, I'm going to start doing my subtraction. Remember, I always start in my ones place. Personally, I think it's a little bit easier to line my place values up. So I'm going to do that right now. Instead of writing my subtraction equation sideways, I'm going to write it stacked up just so I know which numbers I'm working with. So I have 345 minus 116. Now I can tell where my ones place matches up, where my tens place matches up, and where my hundreds place matches up. So I'm going to start in the ones place, just like I always do for subtraction. I'm going to start with 5 minus 6. If I have 5 on my finger, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can't subtract 6. So I'm going to have to do the magic R word. I'm going to have to regroup. So I'm going to head over to my tens place and see if they have anything that I could use to regroup, and they do. I'm going to regroup a group of tens into 10 ones. So I erased a group of 10, and I'm going to draw 10 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I certainly have enough to subtract 6, so I'm going to take the 15 ones that I have and cross 6 of them out. I know I have 15 because I had 5 ones before and I added 10 ones. 10 plus 5 is 15, so I have 15 ones. I'm going to cross 6 of them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll count how many I have left over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I get 9 left over. So I have 9 in my ones place. Now I have to do 4 tens minus 1 tens. Well, minus 1 10. Well, I don't have 4 tens anymore, but I do have 3 tens, which is perfectly enough. I'm going to subtract 1 10, so I'm only going to cross out one of my 10 sticks, and I have 2 10 sticks left over. So I have a 2 in the tens place. And then I have 3 hundreds minus 100. I'll cross out one of these hundreds. I have 2 hundreds left. 229. Of course, if I wasn't sure if that was the correct answer, I could use another strategy to check my answer, or I could do some addition, because addition and subtraction are the opposite of each other. Luckily, I know that the answer to this question is 229, so I'm going to focus on explaining our answers. Sometimes when we want to explain our math answers, we have we sometimes will say like, well, I got my answer by subtracting 116 from 345 and I got 229. Yes, of course that's what you did. That's what the problem asked you to do. It wanted you to subtract 116 from 345, but I want to know how you did that. So, some ways that you can get better at writing math explanations is using first, next, then, and last. So this will help me as your reader or your teacher as the reader of your explanation understand what you mean and the steps you took to get your problem. When you're explaining how you did a math problem, the person reading it should be able to follow those steps and get the same exact answer that you got. So because I use place value blocks, I'm going to say first, I drew my place value blocks. Or I could say I drew 345 using place value blocks. That's the first thing I did. Next, I had to regroup a group of 10 into 10 ones. I regrouped of 10s into 10 ones. And then I would say, then I subtracted 15 minus 6. You hear text messages going off, that's just Mrs. Allen and Miss Williams texting me, so sorry. I subtracted 15 minus 6, and 3 10s minus 1 10. Last, oh my goodness, I subtracted 300s minus 100 and got. Now, that is a much more detailed explanation than just saying, for example, I subtracted 345 minus 116. I gave a lot more details about how I did that, and I gave a step-by-step. So today what I want you to do is on page 667, you have your solve and share. Your solve and share wants you to solve 532 minus 215 using any strategy that works for you. If it helps, whatever strategy is best for you, you can always go back to one of the other videos and watch those to get some extra help on that strategy. And then on page 669, you're going to be doing problems 2 through 5 and 7 through 8. And all of them ask you to solve using any strategy and then explain your work. Hopefully using first, next, then, and last can help you explain. Say you only did 2 steps. You could say first, then. Say you had 3, you could say first, next, last. Do whatever works best for your math strategies. And that is all I have for you guys today. Good luck with your math, and I will see you tomorrow.